a video of what Doge is all about.
We know and we have worked to give the American people a smaller, less bureaucratic government in Washington. And we have to give the American people one that lives within its means. The era of big government is over. The steps we're taking today will save the American taxpayers $9 billion. And ordered federal agencies to cut billions of dollars in administrative costs and to trim 100,000 federal positions by attrition.
This report tells...
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Hey.
Why this beat so
We will make America proud again. If you try to kill our we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
All right, boy, oh boy, oh boy. What's going on, family? I hope everybody that is tuned in right now that you are blessed, well, and healthy, that you're in good spirits, that you're having a great week, a great month, that 2025 is going well for you, your family, your loved ones. And oh boy, what a time to be alive. And the last couple of hours in America, whew, you know. But Margie Taylor Greene, MTG. How do you feel about Miss MTG? Let me know in the comments. I know she's been getting a lot of backlash and a lot of love, a lot of backlash, you know, hey, for coming out against President Trump, for not agreeing with him on this and this. But she still says that she is rooting for the president, that MAGA isn't a cult, and that we can agree to disagree. We're not going to all agree with President Trump on everything, you know. But you know how her stance is on Iran and Israel and what has come out. And, you know, the hypocrisy, the hypocrites, Democrats, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And we even have to play the video. Makes everybody in the room doo-doo on themselves. Yeah, completely ruin their suit. She plays the video, you know. But sounds like, you know, back in the day, not too far long ago, that I'm pretty sure that they approve of what President Trump's doing and what Elon Musk, the Doge, you know. I'm just saying. Hypocrites. The whole sweet hypocrisy. Let's go and run this bad boy, man. If you're new here, join the family, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and let's check this out. Margie Taylor Greene plays the video for Democrats. Check it out.
This hearing of the subcommittee on delivering on government efficiency will come to order. Welcome, everyone. Without objection, the chair may declare a recess at any time. I recognize myself for the purpose of making an opening statement. Good morning and welcome to today's hearing. I would like to begin by showing a video of what Doge is all about.
We know and we have worked to give the American people a smaller, less bureaucratic government in Washington. And we have to give the American people one that lives within its means. The era of big government is over. The steps we're taking today will save the American taxpayers $9 billion. And ordered federal agencies to cut billions of dollars in administrative costs and to trim 100,000 federal positions by attrition.
This report tells us how to cut waste, cut red tape, streamline the bureaucracy, change procurement rules, change the personnel rules, and create a government that works better and costs less. We'll consolidate departments. We'll get rid of duplicate departments. We'll allow competition to bring about better service at lower cost. We can downsize government by 12%, reducing the bureaucracy by 252,000 positions.
Everyone knows that getting rid of the deficit will require some tough decisions. And that includes cutting back on billions of dollars in programs that a lot of people care about. But what should be easy is getting rid of the pointless waste and stupid spending that doesn't benefit anybody. You're paying for thousands of buildings all across the country no one uses. Now, the government hadn't been able to sell this building and others like it because of red tape. We thought that it was entirely appropriate for our governments and our agencies to try to root out waste, large and small, in a systematic way. And in September, Joe convened the cabinet and has really pushed them hard in finding savings across all our agencies. We need to step up our game. We need to go after every dime. We need to make government work for you. That's why, starting today, I've asked the Vice President to lead a renewed effort to hunt down misspent tax dollars in every agency and department of this government.
We're not just eliminating fraud and waste. We hope to be
Joe.
instilling an entire new culture that not only our administration, but every succeeding administration will in fact pursue. We're going to give you the government you expect and deserve.
Yeah, there it is, family. There it is. You know, there it is. And Trump comes out talking about that, talking about fraud, waste, and abuse. And he's the big bad orange man. The dictating has started. Hitler, threat to democracy. He's destroying America. He's cutting everything. He's taking your rights away. You know, the propaganda, the rhetoric, the same, you know, fear-mongering, misinformation, you know, the big bad orange man. Yeah. Just can't make it up. Let's go and do it, Margie Taylor Greene. Let's go and do it, MTG. MTG, she put a little fear in my heart. I seen her doing push-ups inside of her garage. I don't know if y'all seen that live of her on that video. She's inside her house in her garage, and she doing pull-ups. You know, true patriot. I don't want no smoke with you, MTG. I don't want no smoke with you. Yeah, and I think she did like 30 pull-ups in front of everybody. Yeah, that's that upper body strength. That's that upper body strength them patriots got. Let's do it.
I certainly wish that my Democrat colleagues felt the same as their former Democrat leaders felt and worked to try to reduce our deficit and reduce the size of our government. Unfortunately, these former Democrat leaders failed at what they were saying they were trying to do. But today's Doge and Doge subcommittee is actually delivering on those exact promises, and we are delivering the results. It's too bad that my Democrat colleagues constantly mock Doge, attack Doge, criticize Doge, and criticize the hardworking people in Doge. They also attack this committee and attack what we're all about. But that's today's Democrat Party. They're for big government, big spending, and doing nothing for the American people. They're America last. This subcommittee has highlighted where Doge has staunched the flow of waste, fraud, and abuse in federal spending. Doge drove the administration to turn off the spending faucet that was pouring out billions of dollars to corrupt anti-American NGOs, to illegal DEI programs, and to a vast array of wasteful, unnecessary federal grants, contracts, leases, and personnel. President Trump drove this massive effort by creating Doge via executive order on Inauguration Day. He then issued a series of White House directives empowering Doge teams to work with agency leaders government-wide in an unprecedented effort to root out wasteful spending using all means at their disposal. And that effort has borne fruit. The Doge website identifies $180 billion in savings achieved in just a matter of months. We need to make sure we lock in those savings. It should be the first installment we pay on our nation's $37 trillion debt. We need to tackle that debt on behalf of our children and future generations. That's why Congress needs to act. Doge has shown how our government can cost less and deliver more. It's shown how we can turn off the faucet. It's shown we don't need to spend all the dollars that Congress appropriated for this year. Congress can reverse that unnecessary spending by rescinding dollars it's appropriated. That's why the administration recently sent a $9 billion rescission request to Congress. By the way, you just saw Democrats on that video talking about saving $9 billion. Republicans just delivered on that. It would prevent dollars, our $9 billion rescission would prevent dollars from going to corrupt international organizations, to woke NGOs, to NPR, and to PBS. The House adopted the legislation earlier this month, H.R. 4, the Rescission Act of 2025. But we need to do more, much more. $9 billion is just the tip of the iceberg of the waste that Doge has identified and of the spending that the administration has paused or shut off. So Congress needs to work with the administration and Doge to rescind billions more of dollars it has appropriated for agencies to spend. Doge is also creating savings that will lower the cost of government for years to come. For instance, the administration is right-sizing the federal bureaucracy by eliminating several 100,000 staff positions. That reduces discretionary spending costs for the next year and every future year by tens of billions of dollars. So we need to adjust those levels of new appropriations to align with the streamlined government Doge is creating. That's why the president proposed last month, when he submitted to Congress a budget for next year that reduces non-discretionary spending by $163 billion. If we lower the spending baseline in that way, we can save $2 trillion in that portion of the budget over the coming decade. We need to lock in Doge savings for the taxpayers, and we should also be thinking about locking in the Doge process that has produced these savings. Doge has attracted enemies because it's taken on Washington's culture of spending and the money laundering schemes that have been embedded in this institution. We should make that a permanent battle. We should institutionalize the battle against waste, fraud, and abuse in government. I hope that is something with which my Democrat colleagues can at least agree on. Doge is working with agencies to reduce the rampant fraud that GAO says costs taxpayers as much as $500 billion annually. To enhance fraud detection, agencies are now providing the Treasury Department more information about financial awards, and they are making more use of Treasury's Do Not Pay database to avoid funding fraudsters. Doge is also lowering the barriers that prevent agencies from sharing data to identify duplicate awardees. What's more, Doge has pioneered what the president calls radical transparency concerning wasteful spending. The Doge website and individual federal agency sites continually update for public view the specific grants, contracts, leases, and other payments that they are flagging for termination. This is how you change the culture of spending. And with that, I yield to Ranking Member Stansbury.
Woo! Oh, man. What do y'all think of that? Let me know in the comment section down below. You know? You just can't make it up. And how do you feel about Marjorie Taylor Greene? I know she's been hitting it heavy these last couple of hours, and a lot of people are saying this, saying that, and she's getting a lot of, little backlash on on saying this and criticizing President Trump on the strikes and what just took place. And again, a lot of people standing behind President Trump, and we're seeing the ceasefire and him even being nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize, and dropping the F-bomb yesterday. Trump's just pissed off, man. Said he's been telling everybody, we do not want a nuclear weapon. They cannot have a nuclear weapon. And millions believe that President Trump is making America safe and doing exactly what he promised and campaigned on. you know. And he's been saying it for millions and millions and millions of times. But some are again giving Marjorie Taylor Greene a little backlash of her criticism. But hey, they say we're not all going to agree with President Trump's decisions, and you know we're all going to agree to disagree. So let me know how y'all feel about that. You know, but still got love for MTG, and she just gave the Democrats a good old knuckle sandwich right there. Yeah, buddy. The sweet hypocrisy. The hypocrites. Even played the video, you know. But Trump comes out and talks about the fraud, waste, and abuse, you know. The disgraceful spending, you know. Exposing the corruption. And actually, and showing you where the money's going, and people with their hands in the cookie jar, and you know he's the big bad orange man. He's the bad guy. Now to walk down there in Washington and just put people's hands behind their back. Put your hands behind your back. Term limits and handcuffs. I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.